Hey, what's up everyone? Wanted to hop on to a quick review here of the Orvibo MixPad D1 Smart Switch. I actually wanted to pick this one up and get it set up outside. We'll do a little bit of an unboxing, and I'm also going to show you an installation and kind of a demonstration of how it works. And once we get it all set up, so this is actually a smart switch, and as you can see here on the imagery on the box, it can actually act as an intercom if you have two. Unfortunately, I only have one, or I can't show you the intercom, but it does have that as well. It is a dimmer switch, and what's really, I think, is really cool about this whole the MixPad system is that when you've got multiple of these, this is probably going to be the first of many in my house. They actually hook into the Wi-Fi as a smart switch, and you can actually control any switch in the house. That's also an Orvibo. It's really, really, really cool. So yeah, right now let's get it out of the box and kind of go over the build quality, and then we'll get it installed and I'll show you how it works. All right, so in the box, this is what we've got. So we've been given 4 wire nuts. We've actually been given 4 screws, and those 4 wire nuts correspond to the 4 wires that we have here. Well, we're actually going to tie it into our house. We're actually given 2 small screws here for the faceplate, and then we also get a faceplate set up here where we are going to. Again, when we get this set up, so they give you a faceplate with a modern setup. Basically, how this is going to work. This is going to go into your box, and I'll show you this when we get it all installed. That's going to go into your box. Then this faceplate here will get screwed in, just like that. That'll get screwed in there. You see how the holes kind of line up there, and then this faceplate actually, because you see these 4 tabs, they correspond to the 4 holes over here, and that'll actually snap on, so you don't see any screws on your faceplate. So, but if you have an existing, like this is probably going to go, I'm probably going to use this, but if this were to go into, say, a 2-gang box, this will actually fit in any existing faceplate. But the one thing that I want to do before we actually go and we get this, get this installed, because you have your green here is your ground, your 2 blacks here are your line and your load, basically your hot wire and your return wire to the fixture, but this white wire here is your neutral. So this means that wherever you install this, there has to be a neutral in the box in order for it to work. If you are at a switch and the power and the neutral is not in the box, you cannot install this switch over there. That is the only limitation with this particular box. And again, you have to make sure, and I'll show you once we get into the box where the neutral is, but you have to have your neutral, your line, and your load, and they're all going to have a ground one way or another. So let's get my other box open, and I'll show you how this gets installed. Okay, so we're here at the switch where we're actually going to swap it out, swap this old switch for the new smart switch. I should probably say at this point in the video, if you are uncomfortable doing this yourself, you should definitely hire an electrician, have them do it, although the job isn't too terribly hard. Now, before we get started, we're going to need a couple of tools, some basic tools every homeowner might need. Any specialty tools I'll tag in the video as well. But you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver. You'll also need, this is the most important part here, is a non-contact tester. You're going to have to find out which wire is the hot wire. You're also going to need a set of electrician's pliers, also known as linesman's pliers. And then you can also, if you have a wire stripper, I don't anticipate stripping any wire, but anytime I do anything electrical, I always want to have one close by just in case something goes wrong. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to undo these 2 screws, and we're going to take the cover off so we can expose the switch. And then below these 2 here, there's also going to be 2 little Phillips heads. We can actually get the switch out. And now that we have the switch off, there's actually 2 little, you can use a flathead, but I really just hate flathead screws. So I'm going to use a Phillips head on the way out. Okay, so for this next bit, I'm going to show you here, it's very important. You'll notice here that there's, on the old switch, you've got 2 black wires, right? I'm going to see if I can point this here. You got 1 black wire there, you got 1 black wire there. One of these has electricity flowing through it right now. It's important that you don't turn off the breaker just yet. If you're an amateur, I would recommend doing all the connections with the breaker off, but you can't do it just yet because one of these is going to have electricity flowing to it. The other one is not. So what you're going to see is the one that has the electricity flowing to it is called the line, and the other one is called the load. This is actually what goes to the light fixture. So what we're going to do is we've got our non-contact tester here. And this is actually going to beep when it detects current in a line. So we're going to turn it on, and then you'll see, if I touch this one, it doesn't beep. This is the one, this is actually your load. But if I come over to the other side, it beeps when it detects the electricity. So now I have to make sure, and what I'll do is I'll probably mark the one that's not hot, And this way now when I'll get everything disconnected, I want to make sure that this is the one here, the one that's hot is marked, and the one that is not hot, the load, is not marked. And the reason for that is right here on the switch. So we've got ground, we've got neutral, but you'll see the load, this is actually going to be, this black wire is going to be what goes to the one without the electricity, and the L is your line. That is what's going to go to the one that has the electricity flowing. So if you get this wrong though, you run the risk of damaging your switch. Okay, so now that we have the box open, we've actually got all of our whites, which are our neutrals. We've got our grounds there in the back of the box. We've got our, this is actually running the 2 sets of lights that are on here. So this is actually what's called our load, and then we've got our line. I actually have this here capped off because if I were to touch that right now, I would get shocked. So what we're going to do is with the switch, we're going to attach the green wire back to the ground, the white wire to the white wire, and then the load wire in the black, like I showed you there on the switch, over to the load, and then it's going to be the line to the hot line. And then what's going to happen is that we're actually going to you have to get that right, or again you're going to damage your switch. I'm going to shut off the power, but if you were to do this hot, you would do this ground first, then your neutral, then your line, and then your you would do your ground, your neutral, your load, and then your line would be the last connection that you make. I'm still going to do it in that order, so just to get into the good habit. So I'll be back. Let me actually shut this off and get this all hooked up. Okay, so now that I've actually got all the connections made, this box here is actually too deep to fit in, so I'm probably going to have to make this a bigger electrical box. I might try to find something that's a little bit deeper, or find something that might be a 2-gang and put a blank or something in here, because again, there's a lot of wire nuts back there to make all 4 connections. This actually might be, again, if you have, what's really gumming this up is I have all the neutrals back there. So you might have to make sure you're working with a bigger box or work something here in with a 2-gang. But this particular box will not fit, but I will show you what it looks like to make the video work. Okay, so now what I have this set up, I'm not going to leave it like this because your box should not be sticking out this far. Again, I have too many wire nuts here in the back. I'm going to have to make this box bigger or find one that's deeper. But that's outside the scope of this video. I have enough here where I can test it, kind of show you what it looks like here. It starts up. It has a little start button here. And then you can actually set this one up here. We're going to say dimmable. And now it's going to turn on. The switch is working. And then again, it's all, you can actually probably see. Oh, let's go minimum. Brightness setting here. Let's go into there. And you can see obviously that it's working with the dimmer. Next, preference there. Obviously we'll set up the dimmer of 100. And then we have to just download and install the Orvibo app to set this up. But because I got the dimmer here in the, because I got the dimmer working in the video, I'm going to consider this one good. Basically download the app, follow the instructions on the app to get it all set up and get it hooked up into your smart home system. It is compatible with Amazon Alexa. And yeah, this is a successful install. Again, well, not a successful install for me, but for you it should be, because I have to get the box that's a little bit deeper. But other than that, this is a success. The light turns on above this. It can turn on, turn off, and I just wanted to show you the touchscreen here. I'm going to clean up this install on my own, but I do actually recommend this switch, again, to anyone who's looking to put a smart switch in. And I'll probably do a follow-up video once I get the proper box in, and then I'll show you how that one there works and I get it all hooked up. But overall, this is a good unboxing. This is a good first install. Hey, real quick, if you like what you see in this video and you want to purchase one for yourself, I've left links to everything here in the description. And if you want more no-nonsense, no BS product reviews, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss one.